All right, good evening. Here we are, Hit the Pick, hitthepick.com. We're here to, this is the first of the series of basically college football conference breakdowns. I'm here with Ry Cape. He's going to break down and give his thoughts on the Big Ten. Of course, two Midwest boys here. It's what a better conference for us to have. Uh, Big Ten, technically Big 18. By the time the show's over, it could be the Big 20 as things go. You never know. Never know about college football nowadays. But yeah, so right, this conference has always been a tough conference to pick and choose. I mean, it's especially, but even now with the 18 teams now, it still seems to be more top heavy than it has in years past. So you got to look at the better teams, the name teams, and and you got some teams like every once in a while a team will pop up like Indiana has last year, and I know you're going to be looking at those down the road here, but out of the teams that you've looked at in this conference that you've been really tracking, what teams stand out to you as the kind of the cream of the crop this year?
Yeah, well, I'll just put it out there since I'm from Pennsylvania that I should be a Penn State fan, but I have no bias to this. I have enough Penn State fans around me; they annoy me. But
Well,
yeah, I mean, the three top teams are the three teams I'm looking at. I think one of these three teams win this conference. First one's Ohio State. They're the favorite here. They're the favorite to win the national championship. They lost Will Howard and both coordinators, but I think that's all right. They do bring back Jeremiah Smith, who I personally think is the best player in college football, actually. Take a look at him for a Heisman. But yeah, Caleb Downs comes back. Their schedule, their first game and their last game are probably the two hardest ones. They start off with Texas. They end with Michigan. But yeah, I kind of think that they win this conference again. I kind of think they win the national championship again too. So, but yeah, this is a strong team. They pay a lot of money for the team. I guess we'll see what happens after week one against Texas. But yeah, I expect them to be strong.
okay.
Another team I like, Oregon. They won the Big Ten last year. I think they're going to be a strong contender again. I know they don't have Dylan Gabriel. They actually lost 10 players to the NFL draft. But I do like Dante Moore. I like Mackay Hughes. Their schedule, they have Penn State. They have Iowa. I think they're going to have offensive firepower. I like Dan Lanning as a coach. I think they're going to be a threat again this season. So I think they could win the Big Ten as well. I'll talk about Penn State. They're returning 76% of their offensive production. Drew Alar's back, Nick Singleton, Katron Allen. I kind of think that Jim Knowles coming over from Ohio State is going to help this defense. The big thing here is James Franklin. We know how he is in these big games, and they have some big games on the schedule. Luckily, most of them are at home, so that kind of helps them. But I don't know. My faith in James Franklin is not too high.
Yeah, I was going to say, you said they bring back 76% of their offense, and I was going to say, yeah, but they also bring back James Franklin. So, yeah. That always seems to be a detriment. It'd be nice if they just go out and got like a young, smart offensive coordinator and just let James stand on the sidelines and not do anything.
Yeah, sometimes their offense is hard to watch. They don't like to go downfield. I'm not the biggest Drew Alar guy.
No.
I think it's kind of overrated.
I think you almost might see a lot like if they're smart, they don't go back to like, and I hate to say it, the Michigan National Championship team, when you can just run, when they ran Corum and Edwards all the time, play after play. I mean, they got two good running backs. You don't need to be thrown and they lost their big receiving weapon. They lost their tight end Warren. That was a big plus to that offense. So I think they should just run the ball and be boring. But James.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I do expect their defense to be better. I still think Ohio State's the best, probably in the country.
So what team would you aren't you high on in the Big Ten this year?
All right, so you mentioned Indiana. They surprised us last year, 11-2 season. They made the playoffs. They have a lot of roster turnover. They have a tough schedule. They have road games against Oregon, Iowa, Penn State. I don't know how I feel about Mendoza's quarterback. I think Sarah's going to be good as a wide receiver. I just think they don't get to 8 wins here. Their total is 8.5. So I like the under on that one.
Okay. And the last, I know you mentioned something about Nebraska. What are your thoughts on them?
Yeah, so I actually think they're going to do well here. I like Dylan Raiola. They added guys. Dana Holgerson. It's good offensive scheme. I just think they're a sleeper team here. They don't have to play Ohio State. They don't have to play Oregon. I think their number is at 7.5. I like the over there. If you want to sprinkle for them to win the Big Ten, I guess that's a possibility. But if you're looking for a long shot, I just think there's going to be a sleeper team.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, as like you said, I think there's top 3 teams you talked about already are pretty, the kind of cream of the crop of this conference this year. And if Oregon can play some defense, I think they give Ohio State a good run in this one. And if James Franklin decides not to be James Franklin, I think this is going to be a really good conference. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to be interesting. I think you could see at least those top 3 teams or 3 of these 5 teams you mentioned in the playoffs. So, it's going to be
they should have a bunch of teams in playoffs.
Yeah. All right, so
last year 4. They 4 in last year. Ohio State won the championship. Penn State made the finals.
Yeah.
Oregon, they were the number 1 seed.
Yep, 4. Yep. That be that again, and I can see 4 from the SEC, and then everybody else just gets the crumbs.
Yep.
Playing for the crumbs. All right, so yeah, I've seen. I went over to Hit the Pick the other day, and hadn't been over there for a little bit. And, thought I was at the wrong place. If you haven't been there in a while, go check it out. It's kind of changed, and they've redone the website. So yeah, go check that out. Right, what else you got going for yourself, and what else you got going over there?
Yeah, my 2 plays today started, but I'm starting to heat up in baseball again. See how long that lasts. College football has been great for me the last 4 seasons. We've been profitable, so go check that out. Yeah, hitthepick.com. Site's redone. Looks nice. Go check that out. Other than that, there should be an episode out tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm not going to be on the show. So, somebody from Hit the Pick is going to break. So I probably should have looked at that before I did it, but episode tomorrow. I won't be here. We'll be back in a couple weeks for. I think we're going to break down the American Conference.
Okay.
So yeah, we're hitting every conference, but yeah, every day we're going to have a different show. Come check it out. Hitthepick.com. Check out the Discord. You can find me at RyCape.
On all social media.
You can find Dan anywhere and everywhere.
And usually at a bar.
I feel that. That might be my next stop.
All right. Thanks. Thanks. Actually, thanks. I don't say thanks for coming on, right? But thanks for having me on to do the little hosting here. It's always good to see you. It's always good to talk sports with you. So I'm sure I'll be seeing you down the road this week. We got a couple things maybe.
Yeah, we'll be doing some. We'll be doing some NFL episodes. We're gonna break down. We'll be on that tomorrow.
All right. So
all right. We'll be back tomorrow. We got episodes everywhere.
All right. So it's good seeing you. See you soon, and everybody out there, good luck tonight. Ryan, let you close it out since it is your show.